Look, man, honestly, think about joy, think about happiness. Brother, how many years, months have I waited for this moment here? Look, he painted both fenders, both doors. It's already the final color. This here, from what I understand, doesn't change anymore. This is it. That's what we chose. It's getting ready. It's a small part of everything that still needs to be done. But look at the shade of gray we chose for the pickup. The snow white stripe is still going to be added. In the middle of all this, now I'm really getting anxious to see all of this here assembled and aligned on the chassis with the bed together. I'm going to call Dimitrios so we can talk about this and he can explain to me where we are. I'm going to apologize. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. That's it. Oh, but it's all radio.
I changed the radio. I changed it, man. I changed the radio. Well, I've already seen inside. It's really cool here now. Because I was trying to understand what he's going to do here.
He doesn't have anything else to do.
There's more to do.
Now, he's going to use a sandpaper there, what we call, right? A sandpaper with water, really fine because it's light. He already fixed what needed to be fixed and painted, just like you saw inside.
Just like the doors.
Of the doors, okay? Is it? What was defective has been fixed, and inside here it's already been checked. What we call KPO, see how it's just like the original in our garlic?
This is where it's going to give us some work.
He just said, now we're going to do this and paint it. Are you unsure if you're going to paint it in one step or in two steps? The cabin, either way, he's going to seal it completely with gray paint. If we notice that it won't get dusty or anything, we'll go ahead. If it gets dusty, then we'll do what we already mentioned in other videos. We're going to paint here so it stays
nice on the inside.
On the inside. And the ceiling.
But the ceiling is white.
We're painting everything gray except the ceiling, which stays white. Is that right?
And then
I don't need to worry, right? Yeah.
The ceiling is white.
The ceiling is white.
The ceiling is the ceiling, either from here.
So it's here, right? And here the doubt arose. Yes, it is too, but it's not here.
Here, because then comes gray and the
white again. So here is white.
Yes.
Like every Ford, that's right. So, okay, great. So we're definitely going to paint it in one step only. Because we're going to paint it gray here anyway. But then we don't need to apply the gray to cover too much. Although for the parts that are inside, we've already painted them according to the standard. You see that it is, because otherwise there wouldn't be a line showing up there. He gave you the paint, okay? Now we're going to sand it and paint it white. It's here. It won't be any different. It's not such a big problem if it gets dusty, because we're going to sand it and then we're going to paint it white.
Right.
I had even forgotten that the ceiling is white. Of course, we were going to end up doing it. It's just that right now, everything we're doing is focused on gray. So I'm not worried about the white. We're not
preparing for it.
We're going to do the gray. Why? The predominant color of this car is gray. That's not white. So man, that's what we're going to do. So, in theory, we don't have much to worry about. Now, it's true, but saying that this is going to be white, the concern of, oh, this is going to get dusty, now it's even less, right? So we're going to paint everything anyway, and then we'll just do the white.
At what point is the dumpster going to come in?
The dumpster that...
It's been there for a few months now.
Yes, the dumpster, it's going to come in. When we're setting this up here to do the final painting,
when it's time for fenders and doors, the dumpster arrives.
Then the dumpster comes in, fits. Everything's perfect because the dumpster is actually ready.
How will you paint the inside?
No, so then we're going to sand it, okay?
Already in the car.
No, we're going to mount it on the car just to do a pre-alignment. Then we take it off, sand it on the stand, paint it on the stand, and then we're going to mount it. Man, we're just going to do one last check before painting it gray because there's not much else to do with it.
It's ready.
It's ready, man.
Now, just a question. The gray in here, everything gray is black. It's gray, it's gray, it's gray, right?
Is it gray? That day we painted it black just to paint it, yeah, to cover it so it wouldn't rust. But here actually it's gray, okay?
Isn't it a lot of work to have to paint it again?
But we're going to paint it again. Wow, heavy traffic, right? The black color is just for protection, not related to it.
It's not a big deal to paint it all over again.
Yeah, but it has to be done, right? There's no way around it, man. This part is done, prepped, and this paint here is just a base because we were stuck back there, remember? And now it's going to be wrong here. In theory, it's done.
You need to sand everything?
Let's sand it. You don't need to do the primer process. It's already done. Here.
Yes, it's protected here, right?
Protected now. This paint here, what we're doing here, we're going to sand it, give it a little base coat, and that's it. Gray paint, gray on everything. Yeah, it's practically ready, man. Then we just put the white on. The only difference is that it's a different color, but we're going to seal it. There's not too much material, just a little bit, just one coat. This is polyurethane, no problem. So, what are we going to do? We're going to sand all of it. So there's no risk of this bleeding or anything like that. A little gray primer,
Now the white stripe, it goes right here in the middle.
It goes in the middle.
The lid will be the lid.
We're going to do the outline, remember? The outline is hard to visualize right now.
It's there, there's a lid.
We're going to do the outline, that's its lid, right? The original back there. We're going to outline the taillights in here, right? That's it.
That's it. White goes there, big plate in the middle, that's it.
That's it, exactly. And back there.
It's white.
Yeah, so it outlines the taillights, right?
Ah, yeah, cool, true. Now I can picture it.
Yeah, it outlines the taillight, just like the foreign one, just like the foreign one. The setup there and the pinstriping we're going to do in white and gray. We're going to use the foreign style in white.
Snow white with gray, which is inside, done exactly like that.
That's why I say the whole floor of your truck bed is gray. It's all gray, just like we're doing on the car. It's all gray. Then we do the white.
The white comes just on top and covers.
The white. It's just to, of course, we're going to sand it down, right? To prepare, yeah, the gray turned out really good. It looks nice, man. Let's go check it out again. Let's go.
Man, it turned out really good.
Let's show it to everyone.
I thought it would turn out light, but it looks aggressive.
Really gray. It's just that in the booth, it kind of simulates a sunny day, right? But it is there, changing. With changes in color, in lighting, then you can see even more differences. But look how crazy.
Like a daylight.
You can tell it's one, especially on camera. Have you noticed how yellow it is here?
Very yellow.
It's because I don't use the booth. We don't use the light, that bright white light over there. We don't use it because that confuses the color.
Today I understood.
Not here. Over there it's more neutral. With that lamp it gets brighter, not here. But the point isn't just to make it brighter, it's to see the real color. The right thing would be for me to have both of them, and turn them on and use them. But since we got used to it, we only use this lighting here, the more yellowish one.
It's ready here.
It's ready here.
You're not going to do anything else?
We're not going to do anything else. We're going to do the white, but we'll do that assembled. So if something happens here, it's okay because we're still going to...
We'll add the white only when the pickup truck is aligned.
Then everything will be assembled and then we'll go.
It comes in here, the car ready on top of its new chassis. It already comes in here to do it, so...
While the chassis is being made over there now, look how it already comes over here. We're going to carefully place these parts up there now, and then we'll focus on assembling the chassis. The next steps, the next tasks. Now here, reassembling. Next week we'll be working on that part, so we'll have to reassemble the chassis for what? Then we can assemble the cab and then the front, everything nice and neat, and then yes, we'll do the white and get it all done.
The dump bed.
So man, let's say that when it comes to the painting part, we're about 50% done with the job.
I thought you were going to say 90%.
Everybody wants that.
But going to 50% is a lot.
For those who know the whole process, they know that's a lot. It's a lot to get to where we are now.
Looking at this here, the way it was is wonderful.
And you saw the alignment, try to show, man, the alignment it has, it's wonderful, man. There's not a single ripple, man, on the door, no.
Wonderful. The sheet metal turned out smooth.
It's going to be flat, man, smooth.
Smooth, smooth. It's going to look really cool.
And a groove to help.
It's coming
Some grooves.
to compose the colors, to shine.
Wow.
It'll look great. What color will the shock be?
We need to check if it will be white.
If it's white or this gray here,
If it's gray, let's see. We also need to see how to do it.
or black,
But there's nothing black, right?
the black wheels.
But I don't know. I think it's going to end.
What color we're going to do? The bumpers, please comment here. What color do you think will match this F100, which is gray and white with some black details?
There's the issue of chrome.
I don't like it.
But it's a lot.
Right? Bumper.
Chrome exists abroad. It comes with chrome. But in my opinion here,
Not trying to lay down the law.
no, it's white.
It's white, it's white.
I think it's nice. It's white. Okay, it's white. Now, isn't it shock gray? Oh, no, that's fine. The gray too. If you touch it, it'll scratch. But in my mind, the bumper is white.
White? It looks nice, huh?
Yeah, but vote there. Let me know.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, the bumper is white. What else would it be? But since this pickup truck was voted on, I don't know what. So, but if you go by the rules, it's the bumper. It's white or chrome. But chrome on the inside,
It's zeroed out.
zeroed out too here. It's really zeroed out. See? It's waterproofed. Okay, there's no mistake. Okay.
Yeah, that's it, and it's done.
Right, yeah, that's it. Look over here. See?
Here goes the assembly.
Then we'll do it, you see. Applied the rubber coating lightly, nothing exaggerated. Yeah.
It's just a little bit.
Right? It's like the original because actually we copied it. There were places where we scraped it and other places where we applied it, so it ended up with a kind of pattern, kind of like the original. Especially because here you can barely see it, right? Because here it already comes. Actually, you really can't see it, right? Because here the other one is already on top, the black one, right? The one that's over there. Ah.
Yes, 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 to sandblast.
Here it's going to be black.
It's going to be sandblasted.
Black is going to be sandblasted. No, there we're just going to sandblast.
Oh yeah, here we're going to paint.
Then paint here, so it won't show here. You see, the paradigm has already been broken because of the wheels and everything. Those 22-inch wheels you're going to put on.
22 chrome, 24 chrome.
Oh my God.
This is so crazy, Mano. With Vasquez white, it's going to look amazing. The trims go in after everything.
Right after everything, man, after everything. Then we sit down, talk, see show. Look here, wow. I think that
Because we talked about this trim here, right? Like you have an idea, I have an idea.
you said that even on top of that, you have another idea.
Still need to study it, right?
Do some detailing.
And the aunt of the chassis?
Hasn't replied yet. She had given us 15 days.
Today is the 15th day.
Today is the 15th day, right? Is that okay? She said it depends on the work. Then there was also the thing about the rain. She even said that if it rains a lot, right? It delays everything for a whole week. Because she said if I know it's going to rain, she said I don't do it because otherwise it rusts, right? So I think that's it. That's where things stand, man. So to recap, we're going to have it in the next service. You're going to come here wearing pants.
I can't come in these gym shorts.
I don't think so. It's dirty today, so I doubt he'll come in those shorts. No way.
They made fun of my shorts.
Because how is he going to come? To handle all that weight we took apart in the last video?
Because they teased my shorts today?
Do you think he can handle the job? Do you think he can handle the job? Of course, seriously.
What we're going to do.
We're going to scrape the whole suspension. What else were we supposed to do?
Took it apart.
We were supposed to do it today, remember?
Let's do it next week.
So, for sure. Hey, Demetrio, no, there's a lot of stuff to do in the end. And we didn't do the chassis, which is to scrape that suspension over there.
Let's check it out, then show me there. But really, I wanted you to tell me on video what we need to buy.
What to buy will depend on what we're going to do. When we scrape it over there, right?
Oh, that's how I understood it.
We have a list, more or less we do. But here, look, so we're going to have to do it like this. Look, all this cleaning here, look there, this differential. Look, we're going to scrape everything. This here, we're going to take apart the rest of the bundle, scrape, sand, and brush it.
It wouldn't be worth sandblasting there either.
No, because then dirt gets in and that's not good. So it's really about cleaning it up. For this job, we're counting on your labor.
The cleaning job. And then painting too, making it look nice, black, yeah.
Make it ready. Because then our friend, the manager, he paints it for us.
Then he paints it for us, okay?
Because then he'll paint it together with the black parts. There are a lot of black parts. Okay, is that what's going to be done? So we save it up to do everything at once, but for him to be able to paint, we have to have it ready. This here.
Okay now, and the bushings, shock absorbers, spring, power steering.
That comes later? No, that's already there. It's all good. It's part of the assembly. What will come up on the list now will be the brake parts. When we take it apart, we'll already list it and hand it over to you so you can buy the disc. Tie rod ends. Okay, bushing. At first they're good because you had done some work on the front. When you lowered it, it's not bad. We already saw that the day we took it apart. So we won't need to replace the shock absorbers. We'll change them, but we'll make them fit properly. Yeah, so I don't need to mess with that. Now I have to assemble it so I can tell Reginaldo, the guy who makes the shock absorbers for us, exactly what kind of load and everything else we need, just like he did before.
Our standard is good.
These are the shock absorbers we're talking about, customized and reworked for your car. Pretty cool, right? So I do that when I have everything assembled. Then I'll take the gauge measurements and everything once it's more put together so we can get it just right.
And that's when we'll pause and study its height.
Exactly, right, exactly, yeah. I don't know if we're going to make it much lower than it already was.
Maybe it's not even worth changing it, right?
Because it was at a nice height, right? It was already pretty good. It was at a height like, in theory, it's not the kind of car you travel with.
You're going to use it more. You're going to use it a lot.
Right, man. So there's no point in overdoing it and leaving it slammed, looking awesome, but it's not that usable.
And also, you're going to lose a bit of that nice comfort from the twin bean.
Right, exactly. And the twin bean, when you lower it, you know, man, it's going to lose it because there are issues, right, with camber and all that. Let's set it up and analyze it. I think the setup you used on it, the height was really cool, totally, especially considering you had 4 cylinders. When we put the V8 in, it's going to lower anyway. And that's when we have to get it just right, both the alignment and the height.
The front and rear.
Right? The rear too. The rear always comes after the front because the front is what tells me how much I need to lower the rear because it tends to sit like this.
Yeah, and it looks ugly.
So we're going to adjust it sometimes, not always. Sometimes the spring height turns out so nice that, man, you just need to make a small adjustment there. Sometimes a shim is enough to get the right height. That's why the spring closing height is always important. After we get the front right, every car we work on here, the rear comes next. That's when I'll take the measurement of how much I want to achieve.
This assessment isn't precise whether you use the right tires or not.
For sure, we'll have to know which wheels and which tires we're going to use.
So soon we'll have to buy them. The Cooper Cobra tires for her to mount on the wheels, make the rear wheels, they're inside because then we'll use 295s in the back exactly.
That's another thing that's coming up next as well. So that's when it's going to start
to shape her final profile.
Just like with Dina's meme.
Mother Dina, and then her profile starts to show up, right?
The exact ending?
Wheel tire height.
So like this, we have this stagnation that's happening in theory. It's going to end because we're going to have to work on several things at the same time now.
Electrical, mechanical, suspension.
Now you're going to start crying, Vixie.
Seriously.
It's because, well, it's okay. We've already bought a lot of stuff for the engine, but we're going to need to give that thing another push. Over there.
We needed to think about the injection. We needed to think about the pulleys, yeah.
Then we move on to the electrical part.
I have Danilo from Maringa. He gave me an entire wiring harness.
So yeah.
It's important to see
this so we can already plan the wiring. Which panel are we going to use? I didn't make any changes there, so in theory we're going to use the original panels.
No, we're getting a digital ODG.
Right, we'll put the panel there instead of the original.
No, it's going to be the digital ODG.
So the ODG, it provides the original one there.
By the way, I saw you working that Chevy truck with the sniper roller. It worked. That really worked, man. Show us there. Come over here. I saw it on Dimitrio's workshop Instagram this week and I was
Ah, the 57, it worked well. We did the break-in for the camshaft. It's perfect. Everything's fine. The engine, 0 leaks. Everything's okay. But the alternator decided, as our friend Julio from the tow truck says, to leave the group. I'm waiting for the alternator to arrive, the alternator. It burned out the stator. Wow. Yeah, and that's really dangerous for the injection system. So what I did was I turned off the alternator and kept the engine running to do the break-in, okay? But unfortunately we can't run it now, this engine for...
Because of the alternator.
The raw, man. How did this turn out? But we'll show it in the next video.
If it worked here, calm down in terms of injection. Everything is smooth here. Everything worked fine. Everything. Is it something you recommend I put on the 302?
Absolutely, right? We've been running this on Wanderlea for so long. Fernando on the Dart. We've traveled the whole country with this. So, man, it's not just because we sell it. The thing is good, man. It's good. It works. It works. And even more now, with the fuel we have full of alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol in our fuel now.
I think I'm going to buy one of those from you.
Come on, let's do it. Let's buy it. Let's solve it. Because now it's important for us to know.
And everything in hand, right?
Okay? The collector, we already have a collector for the Quadrijet.
Which collector? I don't know. You bought it?
Yes.
You bought it, I bought it, yeah, and you got the collector's edition.
Everything's fine, not the engine now, damn it, man. We got ahead.
Me laughing behind the cameras, yeah, but yeah, I really forgot, right? No, wait. So I bought the intake manifold, now we need the exhaust manifold, we need the exhaust manifold, yeah.
So not the intake manifold? What you bought there is a problem? But the manifold, I mean, why did I mention the intake manifold? Because you can use it because of the Sniper's Quadrijet.
We can already assemble it, already install it.
You know, so like...
And the escape day?
So what about us? Ideally, we should look for the same part number we're using in this one here.
Buy the imported one that already fits there.
Show it here, look. Which is a really cool collector.
So having one of these sized like this.
Look, this one here, see? The electrical part is practically done. It's going to work with the Sniper Quadrijet. This is all just like yours, okay? Yeah, it's the same situation, pulley kit, right? We'll have to decide yours, whether it's going to be...
We'll have to go with that billet one, right?
That's what we're putting together here. That's the kid from the boiler.
The boiler is...
Kid from the boiler. But that joke doesn't work here, right, Mano? There's no way.
It slips out here?
The bullying, like...
Is eternal?
There's no way, right? What can you do, right? That's just a mechanic thing, the way it is.
Tell me, this manifold, it comes ready from the United States, is that it?
It comes ready. This here is a manifold. It's already stainless steel, okay?
It's stainless steel.
It exists like this, or it exists in carbon steel, which is more affordable and works well too, okay?
And it has a finish, it's kind of black, so...
It's black, then we can cover it. With the strap, it looks really cool.
Because it retains more heat?
No problem at all.
It's a good idea to do that.
It's more affordable than this one.
Okay, let's make a simpler engine.
So I'll talk to Fernando so he can check the part number of this manifold he asked for. So we can place the order there because it's not something that's in stock. Is that okay? So your engine has a big advantage because you're going to use a 5-speed Mazda transmission.
Wow, that was a brilliant idea, right?
It's wonderful. And what we're going to do there...
This exchange is incredible.
We're going to install a hydraulic actuator for the clutch.
Hydraulic actuator.
So it won't have that mechanism that gets in the way of the exhaust.
There will be that slack, right?
No, that's not it. When you use an old car's clutch, it has the fork, and then there's that joint, which is the Z-bar, to make it work. It's a rod, right? To make it engage the clutch, we're not going to do that. We're going to use a hydraulic actuator inside. So it's just going to run a little tube with oil from the pedal, from inside the cabin, over to where the fork would be. So what happens is all that stuff we would have here, which gets in the way of the exhaust, we won't have. So what's the advantage? The manifold can be just like one from an automatic. The big challenge with custom manifolds for engines with manual transmissions is the clutch linkage issue. That's where it becomes a limiting factor. When you put manifolds on this car here, it's going to be automatic. It won't have that linkage. This applies to yours too, so it won't have the linkage. So you can use manifolds for automatic transmissions in the United States. It's easier to find manifolds for automatic transmissions.
No.
It's not that they don't have it, they do. It's just less common because when you're doing a swap in the United States, most people go with automatic transmissions. Americans love automatic transmissions. You know, you drive there, it's normal, so it's easier to find.
They're tuned headers.
Yeah, right, it's automatic. This car is the same situation, okay? This car here has a manual transmission. It's a Tremec, but it has hydraulic actuation. In other words, there's no fork there getting in the way of the exhaust. So this exhaust here is a tuned exhaust, right? These headers for automatic transmission are the same as for manual transmission.
This is billet, right? Come check it out. Look over there at the transmission. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I like showing it to those who haven't.
Exactly.
One of the first things I bought was the transmission for a C5 March pickup truck. Exactly. If it's not good, don't leave it like that.
No worries, I can show it here. This is the transmission, brand new. So notice here, this is where it would come out, but there won't be a fork. We're going to make the activation inside the clutch so that it's here. Only a little oil tube will go in to make the clutch work. I see. So there won't be a fork getting in the way. That's the advantage of the hydraulic clutch, which is what we usually do. Wanderly does it like this, Mrs. Vera from Daniel Guerra. There, it's a manual transmission, and we installed the hydraulic activation.
How many gears?
Wanderly has 5 gears, 5 gears. Fernando's Dodge, Mrs. Vera, 5 gears. Fernando's Dodge, 5 gears. That pickup truck is much better. Renato's F100, which we worked on here, the mechanics, it's a V8 302. It's an F100, that car. We installed a hydraulic actuator.
But most of them, they're all using the Tremec.
That one uses an original 3-speed gearbox, Renato's, but the actuation is hydraulic. All that contraption is gone because the Z-bar, it gets loose, so that's over now. It's not that I don't like the rod system, but it's much more likely to cause problems. And since your car is modified, man, why would I keep making an adaptation? With a fork, man, there's no reason.
Did you receive what I bought here?
Everything is from your engine. Everything here is from your engine.
Water pump, exactly, camshaft.
Camshaft, intake manifold.
Intake manifold.
Everything is here, man. Everything here.
What else? Ah, but then this clutch is missing, right?
Then we have to buy the flywheel for your car, by the way.
Since the flywheel is from an automatic,
a flex plate. It doesn't work, we have to change it, buy a flywheel and the clutch for your car. Okay, that's another thing too.
imported little thing.
Yeah, the right thing is to put in a decent clutch, at least a good one, at least a Zoom like we use in your Dodge.
How much does it cost?
In your Dodge, we put in a Zoom, right? I didn't change that clutch, we changed it once.
It's tough, right? Or is it just because it's the Dodge?
So look, this thing he mentioned about being tough, it has to do with the clutch pressure and it has to do with the bars.
Because the Dodge is tough.
Right? Because it has the Z-bar, it has all that. So you increase the firmness of the clutch when you use a hydraulic clutch with hydraulic actuation. You lose a bit of that stiffness or that weight you have in the clutch. Not that it doesn't have it, but it's less. Why? It's a hydraulic actuation. The force is done by the hydraulic system, the actuator, so you don't feel it as much. In theory, a hydraulic clutch is always softer than a clutch with mechanical actuation, right?
My 302 will breathe better with a 5-speed transmission.
But for sure.
This will help it not to, I won't say...
Breathe, Lucas! I don't think you...
was the term I found. But it's just that he will work in a way.
He ends up becoming more flexible because the gear shifting there is good. This Mazda transmission, and then you have a nice range for you to travel. The best thing about the 5th gear is really the trip, right? On the road. Wow. You run at a much lower revolutions per minute, so the probability of your engine overheating is lower. You're on the road, you're going to take a nice drive, then no.
You're not going to pick up speed.
You're going to drive at 120 with it. Normal, man. The revolutions per minute will be at 2,000 and your gear will be the 3rd. There it's 390 with 295. I think at 120 you'll be at 2,000 and 2,600, 2,700 RPM more or less, not 2,300 more or less. Yeah, if it were 1-to-1, it would be at 120, it would be at 3,800. Look at the difference. Wow, if it were a 4.
It's the same. It happens with the Dodge, man.
The Dodge, just the Dodge, is 315. Over there at 120, it revs all that. Yeah, at 120, you must be at 3,000, 2,800. And at 100, I think at 120 kilometers per hour. So just imagine this one here at 120 kilometers per hour, I can feel it. You'll be at 2,400, 2,300. I need to do the math, man. But I think just off the top of my head, quick calculation, I think it's missing a gear. 2,400. Damn, man, the engine. Relaxes. Relax, you just go for the cone, man. And with the injection too, man, it gets really comfortable.
Good combo.
Huh? It's the kind of car that makes you say, man, I just don't want to stop driving. That's why we teamed up with Vera Nail. We're going far, man, because she really goes the distance.
She really did go down south at one time.
Everywhere she travels, to Rio de Janeiro and all over, she travels really calmly, man. It's very smooth. It's got torque, so.
It feels like a normal car to drive, maybe even easier.
That's why I'm against it. Of course, every car has a purpose, right? But I'm a bit against having a car with a really high command if you're going to drive it a lot, man. Because, for example, if you're going to have a big valve camshaft with a rougher profile, let's say, when you're at around 2,500 RPM, man, it's going to be kind of rough. It'll start to smooth out depending on the camshaft, man. So you don't get the best performance, so you need a smoother camshaft to drive more comfortably and have a better experience. Like, oh, I'm going to have some fun. It revs higher. The engine becomes more flexible. That's why I say whatever you're going to do, you have to do the math. That's why the camshaft we're going to install here was chosen based on your transmission and tire setup, right? So you can get better performance out of what you have here, right?
And the fuel injection, what can the fuel injection help me program? This kind of flexibility that I can play with, like with the transmission mechanics, what the fuel injection lets me do, like playing around with pops and bangs, making the camshaft more lumpy. The fuel injection won't let me do that if
it won't let you.
And the amount of programming that's there on the injection screen.
So the injection, we'll show that later. We can show that. I think it's even interesting for us to record a video about that. The main purpose of the injection.
Let's return to the injection to adjust it.
You come with me?
Guys, come with me.
Let's go.
Like Goulart de Andrade, yeah, Goulart de Andrade, Midnight Command.
He's the kind who gives the shot.
Nothing's been set up here yet, right?
The display is there, everything's fine, but I can't turn it on because of the alternator, right? No, well, if I could show you here, that's fine, but the injection, we can program it. We're going to program it for use. It's nice, normal. It's possible to do a programming with more aggressiveness. Yes, it's possible. No, that's the main focus of Roller Sniper, the Roller Sniper, I always say. For the clients, this is the most practical and cost-effective way available on the market. For you to inject an engine and still keep the visual appearance of a carburetor.
Yeah, the main issue it solves is exactly that.
You're going to get rid of your carburetor. With that, it gives you a package with some really great technology. Because you work with an injection system with auto learning, which it has, it's constantly being monitored and adapting.
Right.
And adapting to your engine the way you work. Of course, all of this depends on the parameters we set there. Okay, so of course we already have an idea. We'll put in the parameters we know about your engine's ratio. Anyway, we'll work within that. So, Demetrio, damn, but I want a lot more performance sometimes, okay? I can set up a parallel map on the day that I
Want to race on Thursday? Dimitrio's guy will go to the gas station on Thursday night to do a little race.
okay, I can set it up. That exists. There is the possibility of maps, right? There's the possibility for me to set up a map just for that.
Why call it a map?
Because the map, when we set it up, it goes, I'll record all this information on a proper map, on a basic map.
A schedule?
So let's say this schedule stays inside a map. Let's say I want to go there tomorrow on Thursday to the clinic so I can get some things done, get it there. Then I can adjust it. I can adjust the ignition timing, add more timing. I can adjust for more fuel. I can make its progression change from first to second stage because it controls how much percentage I want of the second stage. Oh yeah, it can be
All or
progressive. I can do that now. If I do this by changing your map, which is already there, you'll lose everything that's there. And it's going to get all messed up, right? She'll be working well, but wait, until yesterday she was in a learning phase, so what is this now? So what do we do? I don't recommend that, but we can set it up. I don't even do it myself. I'm just saying it's possible, but I don't recommend it. But yes, we can create a performance map and save it on your card. That's cool because on the screen there's a card. That's this card. I can save this map there with the map. Dripping oil.
dripping oil.
Dripping racing. Rushador. So on that day of Rushador, he will go into the card, and download this map. Alright, the engine will already change its configuration. This is possible just like it is with Fuel Tech. Also, that's it, right? They're maps. A lot of people think Holly doesn't have it, but she does too. It's just that, man,
It's not worth it, right?
I don't know, I think that, but if you want, Demetrio, I want you to do this in my car, I can do it. Of course, I'll charge for all the tuning because usually with racing, we already tune it. On a dynamometer, you look for the best possible performance from the car. And then also to make this map, we'll have to use the whole system it offers.
It's going to demand everything from it.
Yeah, like the Holly Sniper, I can use it just with a fuel management control, or I can use it with full fuel management timing map, and then we can work with the distributor. Like here, this case applies to what we're talking about here. I have the complete Holly. I have it managing the entire fuel injection system and the timing adjustment. So, for example, here, if I want to run with an initial timing of 10 degrees and then I make a progression up to 40 degrees, for example, this engine has a very high compression ratio, so that's not the case here. I can do that so I can make the ignition advance curve quite high, for example, there, to give you a stronger initial response. So, can I do all of that?
That's something I don't have, right? I need a distributor. You'll need a better distributor.
If we're going to work with her, just in the management part, fuel management, okay, we use it with a regular ignition, a regular distributor, Motorcraft. It just can't be with contact points, just a regular ignition. And its ignition part will keep doing the car's job.
And this car, in terms of ignition module, what is it using?
So not using the Sniper?
The Sniper itself.
The Sniper itself, it has the ignition module as long as I use a distributor that's compatible with it, I see. Then I set up a fuel management map.
Look how crazy that is.
And I set up an ignition management map. Ignition. Hey, Vanderlei, this car here has all of that, okay? So I have a 3D map for my ignition part, for example, very good. I have it, I can do it. If you take her 3D map, it's super aggressive. The highest part, but the lowest part, not so much. Why? I wanted her to come in with more, it's more linear, smoother.
Look, simply put, of course, we really miss it when we step on the gas pedal of the old carbureted car. It doesn't respond right away, so we press gradually so we don't flood the injection. I can do it.
We correct this better.
We correct this much better, right? Much better because it's a different way of driving. It's cooler, it feels a bit more sporty, the pedal responds better. How do you do this in the injection?
Exactly. That's where our setup and our experience in tuning the car comes in. I see for each engine we have a formula. But like I said today to a customer who's about to bring the car in for tuning, here, everything is adjusted according to your specific physical issue, everything according to what's in the engine. Sometimes an F100 truck with the same setup can have a difference. So we really use an individual approach for that, okay? But we'll be able to adjust it to what's ideal. Even so, I want to know from the customer what you're looking for. I want a certain vibe, I want to go out, then we'll go and I'll explain, look, okay, I can do that, but the car gets a bit rougher for that, right? So ideally, I want to make everything as smooth as possible, as enjoyable as possible. Anyway,
I want a passenger car. You turn the key and it starts right up with a nice feel to it.
all right, the injection system by itself will already give you that. So, like I tell my clients, the electronic injection system is meant to improve the whole setup. Overall performance is just a bonus. You already get some extra performance. Look how cool that is, but it's not the main focus. I think that unless you're building a performance car, then I wouldn't even mention it to you. No, let's not go with the Raleigh Sniper. We could build a Terminator or even a Fuel Tech. No, we don't even need to. Then we can take it out like the Chevy Nova we have there. No, it's a passenger car. So, like that, I can get a lot more performance, but then we'd have to mess with the physical part. No, so the camshaft won't be the same anymore. No, so like this. Passenger car, man, I think less is more for a passenger car. Here, with the Z28, a lot of people think I'm not a tuner. I'm not, to be very honest. I don't like tuned engines because I'm the kind of guy who likes to drive a lot with the car. Oh, but my car is super powerful and drives a lot, okay? But it's not with the same comfort. It's not the same thing. It doesn't help. You have to be patient. You have to know how to drive the car. So it's not for everyone. So that's how it is. I prefer to build engines with just a bit more performance with some camshaft work, but for daily use. Oh, I want to go to the meet at Bandido Saturday. All right, Lucas, you can leave, man. Go ahead. You'll drive around. You'll have some fun there, and then you'll come back. Wow, so that's how it is. I prefer it that way. I always say it's not about how fast it goes. It's about how it goes. That's my saying. It's not about how fast it goes. It's about how it goes. I like a consistent car. The rest comes as a bonus. Okay, so the Veroneo Wanderlei, it has 360 horsepower and has 50 kilos of torque, man. That's a lot. It really is, right? It's a lot, okay? I don't use it. I don't even get to half of that half. And I have fun with the car, travel, put kids, dogs, whatever is needed, go up the mountains, go down the mountains. I have a reliable car and zero problems. She comes here, I change the oil. I change the oil based on the mileage because I drive a lot. So I don't know, but that's my opinion. I'm not saying that's how it is. I like performance. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving my opinion, what I think works for me and for most of my clients. And I see this all the time. There are cars here in the shop that have had this problem of too much performance and not enough use. And then people who see me driving say, hey, Demetrio, how do you manage to drive so much? Me? My car is basic, nothing fancy, I don't have much. I'm building an Opala now, 6 cylinders, 250S. I don't have anything special. This Opala here from Fred is the same. A mild cam with electronic injection, also a Sniper. Guys, the story of this car isn't complicated. It's basic, nothing fancy, not even 6x2, but it's a car that's really quick, man. It's a really quick car, and it's one that you also built. Sniper, wow, that's cool. Here we have a standard 446 Sniper, which we call damn, man. 446 carburetor. Perfect, okay? And like in Dodges, I can put the carburetor right in place, take out the original 446 from the Dodge, and put this install injection directly. Without much adaptation, nothing. Demetrio, what's the price range for one of these for a 6-cylinder here in Brazil? Both this one, if it's a 446 and if it's one of the 3 models, right? The 446 model, as I call it here, right? There's the Bijet model, which is for carburetors like the original Galaxy had, and the Quadrijet, okay? For all of them, the price doesn't change. Holley doesn't make a distinction. Look, it's like this. But the one that sells the most is the Quadrijet. It's the same price as this one here, so you'll pay around 16,000 Rs. Sometimes we run a promotion at America Parts, and you might pay 14,900 depending on the situation. It's 14,900. 15,000, 15, let's say 15,000. Jenny confirmed it. Yeah, you spend on average about 5,000 Rs on labor to do an installation. Then we also recommend a good alternator, of course, right? It will also depend on what you're going to install, if you're going to use a distributor that will control the timing or not. If you're going to install a fuel line with an in-tank pump or an external one, I'm always recommending an in-tank pump, okay? Yeah, I am, because the external pump is only for cases where the tank doesn't allow it. But they're more problematic, right? Problematic because they depend a lot on heat. It's fire inside the tank. You are...
Right, guaranteed, right?
This Landau from Luis, it's had a sniper for a long time. This black one, it's been driven a lot and it's never had a problem. Its last issue was just before coming here during its trip to Rio de Janeiro. It got stuck in a crazy traffic jam there in, I think, Aparecida do Norte. Coming back in the heat, then the pump started failing a bit. I told him, he called me, I said, Luis, wait a bit and you'll be able to get back. But it was the pump that overheated and then the car came here. In fact, after Rio, it came here to get... He said, Demetrio, put the pump inside the tank, so now we're going to develop the pump to go inside the tank. From his car to finish it and really not have any problems because his car is a pleasure to drive.
Look, Demetrio, with all this conversation together with you here, I let you participate in the video like this directly so you can get the whole topic. Look at how many things we went from bodywork to seeing for this.
It turned into a podcast, man.
He convinced me to put in an injection system. I'm about to ask, do you have one of those injection systems ready to go?
Just like that. We have it, yes, it's 20 grand, so you're going to, it costs around 20 grand for you to put injection in a car today. Damn.
Damn, sorry for the kids, damn.
But like, it's funny, who's talking here? Whoever knows me, there are some friends, some old clients who are going to look there, whoever saw it wants to see. Honestly, I'm the carburetor guy. I've always liked carburetors, always liked them.
You spend 20, you save 30 over the year.
But really, look, you see, I started installing the fuel injections here. From the first F1, the F1 from Fuel Tech, we installed it here in an Opala. I'm talking about something like 16 years ago. Approximately, we already installed an F1, a Fuel Tech F1 in an Opala, so like...
Here it turns out wonderful.
Even then, when we installed it, people said they preferred carburetors, like the Webers they had on their Opalas.
Carburetors are cool.
I love carburetors, but unfortunately, it's getting hard to maintain a carburetor for several reasons. First, our fuel isn't helping at all. We have a lot of alcohol, so you'll have to run, the mixture is getting, you'll have to use premium gasoline to reduce the problem. So, okay, fine, then you have corrosion inside your carburetor, right? So how are you going to fix that? Are you still buying carburetors? No.
You don't have to do that.
Let's suppose I have a Dodge with a 446 man. Damn, I'm going to end up with a 4. Where do you buy good 446 parts, man? There aren't any.
They're running out.
Right? So like I say, it's not just because I have a shop, I also have a car. I struggle just like anyone else. The difference is that I work on my own car, okay? But I started to feel the pressure because of this. And that's when I bought Wanderlei. We went to do it. We were already selling Snap. I said, no, I want to put this in my car, man. I can't drive without it anymore. I just can't drive without it, man. So it became a necessary evil, man.
I think...
Look, I'm being really honest, man, and I'll even say it again. I even joke that there are a lot of people who sell electronic fuel injection as a solution, even for ball joint noise. Electronic fuel injection, it comes... I'm going to make this very clear in this video, guys. Electronic fuel injection, it's not here to fix things. Engine problems, physical problems. If you have a physical problem with your engine, you're going to make it worse, okay? Let's start from the principle that you have an engine where everything is new, everything's good. All right, it works perfectly. So you install an electronic injection system. When people come to me to install electronic injection, the car comes with a carburetor. I first get the car running and make it as good as possible. I get a feel for how that engine is, so then I can install the electronic injection. Why? There's such a big expectation that the electronic injection will solve all the engine's problems, but it won't. It will actually make things worse. Because, man, it needs to have this working properly so it can have its parameters set right, okay? It doesn't save lives. So, if your engine has physical problems, which isn't your case because we're building your engine from scratch, I know it's going to work. Alright, now if a car comes in here, yeah, I've had that happen before. So, man, I have clients in line waiting to have the engine of a Dodge they bought rebuilt. The fuel injection? And I said, man, be careful. We need to check it out. No, but my engine is new. Is it? A new one that wasn't assembled properly. The car has a physical problem with the engine. It has a sealing issue. The fuel injection can't fix it. It turns out terrible. Man, in that case, it's better to have a carburetor. Dude, okay, so I'm not defending or saying that. Look, electronic fuel injection isn't the best thing in the world. No, it's not.
It depends on the car.
So it needs to, or electronic fuel injection, it needs to be applied properly. If your car is all good, your engine is fine, and you're switching just to get rid of a carburetor problem because you're fed up, but your car is good, all right? If your car is already struggling, you need to check. We need to see what's going on. Don't just go out and buy an injection system and...
Sometimes you might even need to replace some parts before switching to injection.
Right? Let me tell you. Actually, the easiest part is buying the injection system. We split it into 10 installments on the card with no interest.
Oh, that's great.
It's just that, here's the thing. When it gets here to the shop or to other shops out there, people call me later like, hey, Demetrio, I installed it. Now what do I do? Ah, man, I don't know. I need to know how the engine is. Ah, but what if I put it? No, but the injection system, it corrects up to a certain point. Like I always say, the injection system, it's smart, but it's not useful. Because it depends on the information I give it, and the information also depends on what's here. If the engine has low sealing, low compression, man, you're screwed.
Look, if the engine is the way he's saying, and you put in the injection, you might end up having more trouble with the injection than with the carburetor. Totally.
Super frustrated because then you have a huge investment, and I see this in my daily life.
It happens, right?
You invested a lot in the injection. You skipped a step, man. Is it because I take it? Look, if Renatu from the Red F100 sees this video, he's going to say, hey, Renatu, comment here on the video.
He put in the injection.
So he bought the injection, and I said, man, we need to check your engine first. Ah, but I'm going to buy it because I want to enjoy it. We sold him this injection there in the United States because we have America Parts Motorsport.
He bought it there.
He bought it from us there. All right, he got here. What happened? We had to work on his engine, he says. So Renato, if you felt...
Man, don't say anything. No, Renato will drive. No.
Now he's got a brand new engine with injection. Now he's got the performance. All right, it's not that he regretted it. At the time he said, no, it's fine. I want to take the opportunity. If I need to work on the engine, fine, we'll do it later, but it was necessary.
Demetrio, a question. What are the main brands? Rolls Sniper, Phytech, Filtech, Ninja Pro. Those are the biggest imported ones.
I think Phytech doesn't exist anymore. Oh, right.
They don't sell it anymore.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know. Batistinha used to sell it in Brazil, but I'm not sure if it's still available since I haven't seen it lately. So today we have the Rolls Sniper. Today in our store we have the Rolls Sniper and the Aces. We're just now entering the market with it. It's a great value for money. Soon we'll make a video about it. Fernando showed this in a video the other day. Oh, I saw it, that's true. Follow him if you don't already. America Parts has a video presenting this product, but soon we'll make a video showing how to install it. And everything else, it's a great value for money, really cool, super nice. Other than that, that's what we sell there. So Rolls Sniper and Aces, and then in the Brazilian market, Fuel Tech.
Top, right? There's nothing to say. Top Serra, yeah.
Yeah, there's Fire. Engie is also really cool. It's national. Look, it's a great company. I've already installed, I think about two. And then, well, I don't know. I don't remember. What there is more of is Pandu. There's also Pandu, but I don't know how. We installed Pandu, and actually Paulinho's Gold used Pandu. The injection works well. I've heard about it, but I don't know the details.
The Rolls Sniper is what you're holding.
Ready to install the Rolls Sniper. That's what happens, Lucas. Is it just because our shop is there? It's because most of our engines are much easier for me to install. Ah, but damn, Demetrio, there's a pickup truck. I want to put a Fuel Tech in it. Will you install it? I will, but I think it might end up being more expensive, unless it's for a performance purpose. Then I'll say, okay, I'll give you the Fuel Tech option. Or a Holley Terminator, like we also have, which is an injection system with much more output, right?
Yeah, Holley and Terminator. Terminator is mainly for performance.
That we installed, for example, on that Dart Remy, on that Charger Remy.
If I said I want one of these on the pickup...
Okay, but I think you'll just waste your money.
You're going to waste your money and you won't use the potential that we have.
So that's why I keep talking about Rolls and Sniper all the time, because they're the best value for money. It will meet your technology needs for an injection. and without having to make big changes or anything like that, you know, big modifications, that's it.
Provocations.
Because there are people who say it causes a lot of problems.
The injection works, or the injection?
Does the injection work? Because I've heard people from big shops say, oh, I'm having a lot of problems, that doesn't work properly.
So, but I'll tell you, I'll answer you with a question. Usually it's because people judge without enough knowledge. Man, bad installation isn't really bad installation. The installation is actually pretty basic. The thing is, it's easy to criticize something you don't know. I'm saying this because I have also done this, okay? I've made this mistake many times, so to speak.
But I've heard big workshops say that, yes.
But why is that? Ah, but me too. I hear that all the time sometimes when I say, ah, but damn. But fuel tech, man, fuel tech. Compared to rolling, what's the advantage? We're in Brazil. Man, in Brazil we speak the same language, okay? Rolling is in English, man. It's all American. But if you go to the Rolling website, they have a huge chat, man, to answer questions. And today we have, yeah, just use Google Translate, man. You'll get the answer you need there too.
And now do I buy Fuel Tech or do I buy the Rolling Sniper?
A lot of people will say it's fuel tech. Okay, I'm not against it, but that's what I'm saying. If you're going to put a fuel tech in your car, you'll have to develop a different wiring harness. Oh yeah, or this comes ready, the Benzina.
Oh, I remember what you told me.
So, like, it makes things easier, I get it, and then that thing about it not being good, yeah, like I said. All the components it has are easy to maintain, you can fix it easily. Even now, problems, they all have them, man. What changes is how hard it is to fix them, so
if the guy doesn't know how to fix it,
yeah, man.
The guy doesn't have a mechanic to fix it in a small town?
Yeah, for me, like, with the problems I've had, man, all of them were solved. It's all good. It might really be easier for me because of the store, because we have a source there in the United States. We're a dealer, so in theory, it ends up being easier. That's also why we kind of tie the purchase to ourselves, you know? Because if there's any problem, the store kind of gives us some support, right? Like, look, if you need it, I'll send it there. If it's the United States, no problem, okay? So, yeah, there have already been cases like that. Luis, the owner of this pickup truck, he installed the Sniper in all his cars. I installed it in both of ours. There was already a problem. I fixed one here, and for the other, I had to send it to the United States. Wow, okay, but that was back then. In the beginning, he hangs out with a Sniper ever since it came out, man.
That sells like hotcakes in the United States. If people use it there, man, can you imagine how recommended it is here?
But man, the point of this video wasn't even to talk about injections. In the end,
We had to use it, that's just how it is.
I know some people will feel that way, and that's fine. I respect it.
curse, you can.
I respect everyone's opinion, and I'm not here to convince anyone.
No, guys, we're here to debate, really.
I only speak based on my own experiences. So, like, I never had any problems with any injection, and I've already installed pretty much, we've installed almost every injection here. I always focus on Sniper because it works well, and it's more in line with the type of work we do in my shop. So that's how it is.
The everyday car.
It's the everyday car. It's for going out. It's the car for going out.
Pickup truck, car, all goes well, right? Yeah.
It goes well. Everything. But I want a car that can my father. All right, anyway, you see, there are roller Snipers being used in cars with amazing performance. One of them is Alexander's Dodge. There it has a Stroker 408 mixed with a roller Sniper. Poor guy, man, I had to let him down because I couldn't tune that car for him, right? So he ended up figuring it out. He managed to get it tuned there. I couldn't. You needed to have the cable. And I said he got it during that transition there, the change. And my schedule is always packed, so I couldn't help him in that situation. But it's a car with amazing performance. It does really well in the drag races with the Dodge guys and keeps up with Raleigh.
I liked it, Demetrio. I might buy one from you.
Go ahead and buy it. I'm sure it'll meet your needs. I'm absolutely sure it'll work for you in your daily life, man.
So guys, should I buy a Raleigh Sniper injection system from Demetrio, or should I stick with a Pro V8 302 carburetor? I'm really leaning towards buying an injection system and trying out what it's like to have injection on a V8 on a classic car. Let's do this, I think, but I want your opinion, which means a lot. I love the comments, so comment here.
It's cool.
Comment about the carburetor, about the injection, about the bumper, right, exactly.
It's true, especially because people also have their own experiences, right? Good or bad. It's interesting for us to listen. The good thing about Pingando Oleo is that it ends up becoming a debate channel. It ends up becoming a chat, right? That's why it's called Pingando Oleo. We talk about what is and isn't there, and what did or didn't happen.
Drip oil, it keeps dripping and keeps whining.
But that's how it is, right?
Next week we'll be back, we'll get it going, but you don't...
Come here wearing those little shorts.
You can't gym shorts. I won't fix my clothes, I'll come with better clothes for work. As a mechanic, we're going to work on the chassis parts there, on the suspension maintenance. Maybe the chassis will already come ready, black, painted, looking good. Next week I'll be back.
That's it.
Thank you, I love this video, cool. Dude, have you noticed, dude, Demetrio is really complete, right, dude? You give him anything from the car to assemble, to disassemble, to fix, and he kind of, dude, has a tool for this, a tool for that. Any topic you bring up, the guy will handle it, he'll know, gives tips for this, for that. Dude, you push him, the guy talks, it's a lot of experience, man, you do it.
It's just that we've been in the market for a long time.
It makes all the difference in the world in our daily lives.
Man, dude, it's not just that. There are two factors. It's the experience in the market for many years now. And man, I have a car, right? I really use it and I like it.
Right? So
I like it, so what I say is I'm not anyone's guinea pig. Another phrase I often say is I don't do things for others that I wouldn't want for myself, so I like it. I know how it is. I know how it is to have your car broken down.
But the sadness, you know, it's horrible.
Yeah, so, we look for it, of course, damn, it happens, things happen, yeah.
This pickup truck has been waiting to be sorted out for a while.
Yeah, this car here is a project that came from Sao Paulo, from our shop, all modified, man, and every little thing.
It's the body structure, right?
So we changed everything.
We developed some weld joints for the car.
We even developed our own electric window machine. This is a project where you have to be patient too, right, Luis? He is. That's why he's here. But that's it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. See you next week. Thank you. Jenny, who spent 4 hours and 35 minutes holding the shoulder, me and the shoulder. It's already hurting.
All right, now comes the intro.
Thanks. See you.